Big win for this team, for this program. It was a great environment. Thankful to our fans. Notre Dame's a good team. We were, it was really competitive there with a few minutes left. We finished really strong, of course. They were really good a few minutes in the second half, probably until the, 8-minute mark or so is when we spread it out. Our offensive rebounding down the stretch I thought was a huge factor. Our defense, our defensive effort, negating a lot of their three-point attempts and makes, of course, was a big factor. And then our assist-turnover ratio continues to improve, just making better decisions, slowing down a little bit, moving it a little bit. Thought we had really good looks early. They didn't go. Got a little bit tight there offensively. Same thing probably 5 minutes into the second half, but the way we finished was really strong.
Coach, kind of about those early looks, started 0 for 9, 0 for 8 from 3.
Yeah.
How do you credit the guys for bouncing back and getting back into that game quickly?
We got a mentally tough group. We just do. I mean, we were a few stops away from really separating, and we had a great defensive possession, which led to a Shrewsbury 25-footer off the glass. And we got that thing out and pushed it right down the court. And that's something we've talked about and harped on and responded really well to that. Because that was a dagger. That was a big one there. And, our mental toughness is it's something that we can hang our hats on, led by Silas. Asa's playing with a cold. He's coughing throughout most of the timeouts. He gets 20 and 11. We got guys diving on the floor, just playing the right way. We had Silas and Tyron. I don't know what happened. I'm anxious to look at it on film, whether they ran into each other or ran into someone else, but they're both laid out, and they both just bounced back, eager to get back in the game. Samto's a little bit banged up. Love the toughness of this group. We've got to continue to maintain that, and protect that and hang our hats on that. Yeah, all in the first half, right? And we talk about responses, too. We had missed three after missed three, and I liked our looks early. And a couple of those led to long rebounds where they had numbers in transition. And so those steals were probably a little bit more valuable than one steal. They were big potential swing points in our favor. Really active. He looked fresh. He looked really excited to compete, with an ACC program, and that's who he is. Huge offensive rebound putback, big basket, and then another big offensive rebound on the left baseline really late in the game in front of our bench, which led to an Asa foul or basket, I can't remember, but just made some big winning plays as he does. And 2-1, and didn't have a ton of assists, but made some really good decisions, and I thought he played a good floor game. Yeah.
Just tell me about his immediate impact he's had since transferring
here
and what he's done as kind of the sixth man for your guys' team.
He's ready. He's somebody wasn't going to start. We've got a few other good players, and I'm always careful because our whole league has really good depth, and our whole league is super, super talented. But he's got an argument, obviously. He's one of our best players, and he's handled the fact that, in game one, hey, we've decided to start these three guards. He didn't bat an eye. He's just the same dude every day. Was probably the best guard on the court today. He hasn't turned the ball over in 2 games. I think he's finding more and more comfort, playing here and playing in against this level of competition and with these guys and all these transfers, just like all the transfers throughout the country will continue, I think, to ease their way into their role. No, it's not something I'm even worried about. Like, he's playing really well. The other guys are playing really well. I just don't feel a need. If it's not broke, don't fix it type mentality. He's now, will there be a certain game where he plays 33 instead of, 21? Yeah, potentially, but that goes for the rest of our guards too.
The next 11 days, what are they?
Rest, off tomorrow, but then back at it a day. We'll find I think we've got one built-in 2-day period, which I think is really important for guys to get away from it. And we got to finish strong academically, of course. And we get a chance to, for the first time in a long time, just focus on us. Like, hey, let's change this, or experiment with this. We just had back-to-back games for a while, so that'll be refreshing to have an opportunity to kind of reevaluate us, our offense, our defense, our transition, our special situations, and then have an opportunity to play in front of our fans in a great environment in Atlanta against a really, really good mid-major program that was, as I told our guys, we did it. A lot of people, I think, would call us crazy to play the game, but we did it because we wanted an opportunity to play another quality opponent, and they're not a power program. They're not a high major, but they've got high major players and they've got a high major staff, and we've got to be prepared. It's a great opportunity for us.
As far as that game goes, you'll be getting Shane Montgomery back. I believe.
Soon.
So that was right. I mean, he was eligible to play in that game.
No, I think some things need to be worked out. All of our guys got to finish, and we got to go through, jump through, some hoops. And when we get the okay from administration, then that's when he'll play. And whenever that is, he'll be ready. He's got as much energy as. Yeah.
Once he does come back, what impacts you doing, Dave?
Pressure on the rim, effort, intensity, a high-level competitive spirit. Pressure in the basketball. We talked about Silas's ability to get deflections, to create havoc defensively. He's as good as anyone on our team in those areas. Good teammate, just ultra competitive, anxious for him to be able to showcase his abilities and to be able to coach him in a real game. I'm anxious for him to be able to play with these guys he loves playing with every day and vice versa.
You talked about it a little earlier, 1 turnover in the first half, 5 total throughout the game. How far has this team come?
Oh, man. Yeah. Some of it's us, of course, but some of it is who you're playing defensively. And they're really, really good defensively, totally different, though, right? They forced us into some late contested threes, and so you look down and you say, we were 6 of 26 from 3. That had a lot to do with Notre Dame's defense. And we had played, I was telling somebody the other day, even the mids that we played have a high level of ability with speed and quickness and playing small to turn you over. Tennessee Tech comes to mind. Alabama A&M comes to mind. I'm probably forgetting a couple. And then we go to the Bahamas and play 2 of the best in the country in terms of turning you over. So I think we were 318, if I'm not mistaken, when I woke up this morning and checked the analytics in offensive turnover percentage. And that's not who we are. I don't think we're top 50 either, but we'll settle in there somewhere and we'll continue to get better in that category.
Asa scored all of his 11 first-half points in the last 5 minutes of the first half.
Mm-hmm.
How important is it to have a guy that can make things happen so quickly?
It's huge. He's just a really talented guy. He's got such humility that he can lose himself in a game and score within the flow, and just be the guy that catches a couple dump offs. He's relentless on the offensive glass. He's a great cutter, and he just finds a way. He scores them quietly at times. He doesn't practice as well. You look down and you look at the stats and say, boy, I didn't know he fell into that many points. But we're an equal opportunity offense. We share it, and we're not ISOing guys a lot. We don't rely upon one guy or 2 guys. We've got really good balance, and he's a guy whose teammates like to play with him for sure.
Tyron plays 35 minutes in this game, and obviously you alluded to the injury a little bit, but how 7 assists, no turnovers.
7-0.
Yeah.
Plus 25. Yeah.
So, how you feeling about that? And how
Yeah.
worried were you there for a second?
Yeah, both of our guys. Arguably our 2 best defenders, are banged up. And some of these young front court guys are coming and defensively and probably wish they were in that conversation and probably should be. But those guys are experienced defenders. Tyron, 5th-year guy. Yeah, his decisions, his comfort level, how he's settling into what we're trying to do offensively. All of these guys we'll continue to tweak some things. But Tyron defensively has been fantastic. He's just been really sharp. He's been really accountable defensively, really throughout the year. And, he's a pleasure to coach.
Time for one more.
Pizza time? No?
The students really showed out tonight. How crucial is it to have a turnout in an atmosphere like that
Yeah.
for a matchup like this?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, we need it for every game, you know, we just do. That's what is, that's the SEC. I mean, SEC basketball, we got packed arenas. We got great arenas. We got proud fan bases, and we need, you know, we need their support. We need their help. And hopefully it continues to increase the butts in the seats. Our guys, not our guys, our students, I thought were a really big factor, especially defensively down the stretch. And, yeah, I urge anyone who hasn't been to a game, you know, to give these guys a chance. Our guys play hard, they play connected, and they, I think they're fun to watch. You know, I do, and especially when we're sitting down in the stands like that.